I'm just going to start it off on the streamer drama because I enjoy that kind of stuff. Even though I'm technically not I'm not a streamer. I'm just a hobbyist. I'm just a hobbyist, but I enjoy this kind of stuff. Ever since I started doing it as a hobby, I've enjoyed seeing what happens in the streaming world. This is WestJet. Asmongold's ban situation is insane. He probably got banned for saying something that's more like common sense when other people probably say something very, very, very bad and still not get banned. But yeah, I don't know. Let's.
Massive day for the unemployed. That's me.
Asmongold just finished all over himself. Asmongold has been banned on Twitch. What did bro even do? Let's check it out. This virgin just said, just because he's black. Okay, dude. All right, let's hear what this 57-year-old man said. Twitch, as usual, dumpster company didn't give an official statement on his ban, but people are speculating that this clip here caused it.
These people, they have kids with them. Well, then don't bring your kids. If you don't want to get shit, then don't bring your fucking kids. It's really simple. You mean you adults and deport the kids, right? Well, I'd whoever.
So here's the context. He's reacting to the Spain thing where a bunch of sneakos ran into the country.
Because if you don't do that, they'll use children and women as shields to get them.
You know, that's what's funny. That's what's funny. I do the same thing. I would say the same. Like, again, I think you need to, just like with criminals from the nation that they're causing a crime in, they need to be punished for the crimes they're causing. Thank you for the happy golden poop. People need to have, there need to be consequences to actions. Guess what? If people started invading a nation and there was a group of people with a bunch of assault rifles just firing a bunch of lead into that group, I think it would be like seen as like not self-defense, because they're breaking the law to begin with. Guess what? Nobody would think to do that again because they know the last group of people that tried to go in, well, they were mowed down by lead. You have to have consequences. You have to show people that there are consequences to actions. If one person needs to get lead put into them to let another 100 people know that, you know what, that stupid thing that's bad, you know, it's actually bad. I probably shouldn't do it. The problem is there's too much like pacifistic, like, you know, oh, well, we don't want to hurt them. Why not? Why not? They're doing something that's criminal. If I do something stupid, guess what? I deserve to be punished for that stupidity. Just like a kid, you can tell them not to touch the stove, but at some point in time, they need to burn their hand before they learn their lesson. It's funny because I'm all in favor. It's just like, yeah, the only reason it's happening was because, guess what? The first two illegal immigrants that went in were just like, you know what? Here you go. Take all this money. That now the floodgates have opened. You needed to kick them out. Like, you know, that would be the version of mowing them down. Now you literally have to mow them down.
Selves over. And then they'll put more women and children at risk because they know that they can use them as collateral so they can get more of themselves over. That's the way it works. That's the way an animal thinks, and these people are animals.
He called families using children emotional blackmail and labeled migrants savages and animals and said lethal force would deter crossings into the Spanish.
The funny thing is like animals are just people that don't, because money, like currency, civil sense, all that stuff is fiction. All that stuff is fiction. We made it up. It only exists because we put it there. So anyone that refuses, just like someone who will hold someone at gunpoint to rob them, steal a purse, you know, that kind of petty theft, those people are animals. They're animals. They don't belong in civilized society. They deserve to be locked up in a cage like a wild animal. So it makes sense. So it's not just foreigners, it's also the morons, the animals within a nation that need to be locked up.
Enclave. I mean, that is a deterrent. Or you could just play them a sneako VOD and then leave by their own volition. Asmongold slogan, should have supported terrorism, then he'd be safe.
With more extreme measures for taking care of immigrants, where there would be a short-term amount of casualties for long-term safety and protection of the country's people, is that what's got him banned? Because he's willing to do extreme things in the short term to ensure the safety of our nation and our people from foreign invaders who shouldn't be there to begin with?
I don't think Asmongold was talking about the United States, dude.
Deport the evil Zenless Zone Zero invaders from my Genshin Impact server.
Yeah, he's equating it to what's going on here. Like, that's the thing. We're at least doing our part with ICE going around at least right now, rounding up the criminals first. Then we'll go after the grandmothers and children that should not be here. After we get the criminals out. Criminals first. Criminals first. But that's the thing. It's just like, I believe, like, people need to know that there are consequences to their actions. Too many people thought they could go to the UK, thought they could go to Spain, thought they could go like all these places with no consequences. Not only that, they were getting paid when they got there. Oh, you're from this savage place. Let's take care of you. Yet they brought their savage ways to your nation. That now you have it's insane. But yeah, there has to be a course correction. The problem is you would never have to go over the top, like mowing them down, if you just didn't allow them in the first place. You grabbed them, you told them that this isn't allowed, here are the proper channels, then you send them back. Now you have to go a little too far.
God damn it, they cannot take the thunder away from my beautiful anime girls.
They're savages. Absolute fucking savages. Hamas tactics, yeah, terrorists. Of course you don't want to do that. Doesn't mean you want to do it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But you have to do what you need to do in order to enforce your borders, man. Like, that's the way it is. People are too emotional to see that. Yeah, I mean, like, again, like, it's... You can't make decisions that way. And I understand the way that I talk about this might be a little bit extreme. It might be a little bit, unemotional. I wish we had more people like me.
You said immigrant children need to get for crossing the border with their parents. I find it funny how the dude did.
I think the funny thing is more people think that way. A lot of people don't have the ability to speak on what they believe. They're afraid. Because not everyone is a multi-millionaire and can tank the blows. Like me, for instance, I'm lucky. I'm like my job is in the middle of nowhere. That nobody really knows who I am. I'm irrelevant in the long scheme of things, longevity of things. I'm just irrelevant. But the funny thing is like I could literally lose everything. I could literally lose everything for me being outright and blunt. But I've always just preferred to be like my genuine self. I don't like the tiptoeing around things.
Didn't mention that Asmongold said illegally because, you know, in the mind of a cuckoo leftist, everyone is legal. If borders don't exist, what happened to the Soviet Union? Hassan replied with a classic, Hitler dead, no hard R.
We're gonna keep bringing in immigrants in this country on purpose, just so they can f your sister. But why?
Pipe down, Busta. You literally framed the 9/11 newspaper on your wall. Classic cornball millennial, 40 without children. Yowza. Then again, Asmongold is like 50.
We have good news on Friday. Asmongold has been banned from Twitch.
Guys, it's over. Decoy voice just flipped on Asmongold. It's like Pearl Harbor 2.0.
So if that's what he said, he deserved a perma ban, not just a temporary 2-week slap on the wristband. Yeah, seriously, they need to just perma ban him and get him out of here.
A lot of people were asking for a perma ban, and even Sneeko came in to defend Asmongold.
Asmongold got banned on Twitch. I don't think Asmongold should be banned on Twitch. I think I should be unbanned on Twitch. If he's gonna have this rhetoric, if he's gonna say that babies should get, I believe in free speech. I don't think it's good that he's banned on Twitch. Some of you guys are saying W, but you know what his chud fans like him, these Redditors who wanted people because they're subhuman, because they don't know anything, and Elon Musk put a battery in their back, they're gonna think Asmongold's a martyr now. They're gonna think he's a hero now.
But again, Asmongold is talking in hypotheticals, right? Like if the border was an open free-for-all, he's saying, you know, just open fire, undiscriminatory. He's basically saying he's okay with extreme measures being taken. While it is true that parents have responsibility for their children, like you wouldn't want to bring your child to a Sneeko BLM rally or something like that, right? Like you don't want to put him in harm's way. It is an extreme position to hold, so I understand why Twitch is upset.
50% of every scenario just into a crowd, and now there happen to be kids too? Of course, because that's the reality. Because if you have kids in the crowd, then kids are going to get in the crowd. Then you're going to use the emotional weight of the kids getting in the crowd as a justification to not crowds. But you think that the crowds is the correct option, which means that you would be okay taking the risk of the kids, which means that the kids is somehow acceptable, which means that doing that is not a big deal, and you'd be okay with it as well.
It's like that bone gun from Doom, bro.
Actually, I don't care about feeling bad about the outcome at all. I care about feeling bad about that I did the wrong thing.
What he's saying at is he doesn't want the zombies getting into Alexandria, and they need to protect their walls in The Walking Dead, you know, by any means necessary. Hey, let's see what Reddit has to say about this. 3-day vacation? Yep, but these suspensions don't mean anything. They just come back like nothing ever happened and continue on doing the same thing. Which doesn't have any real consequences, unless you're Hassan. Do they just do this annual ban for Asmon to force him to clean his house, bathe, and get a haircut?
Asmongold banned on Twitch? Wow. I feel like Twitch is just super biased and they just don't like him. The leadership there doesn't like him. They don't align with his politics, even though what he says is not very controversial now. They have favorites like Hassan, like Extra Emily, and when those guys do absolutely heinous or terrible things, they barely get banned at all. Maybe like a 1 day or something. And then someone like Asmongold will just get banned for jack.
You don't gotta be a Hassan fan to admit that what Asmongold said was extreme, like Asmon himself admitted that. But this is Twitch we're talking about, for crying out loud. It'd be more shocking if he wasn't banned for this. You know what I'm saying? It's a dying, dwindling platform run by a literal boot.
It really is what's funny is like Twitch used to make fun of Kick, but Twitch is really worse than Kick, because even though Kick has not great moderation, it still doesn't really just outright get rid of people just because the political beliefs of Twitch is something completely different than the political beliefs of half the nation that they're in. Kick, on the other hand, doesn't care. They don't care. They're just like, whatever, you do you. Have a fight out in the comments section. Have a fight in the stream. Like, they don't care.
Gooner. Like, how are we shocked that he's banned for this? All he needs to do is change the flag in his background to get an unban.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Care what your political leaning is? I think we can all agree that this was a bit much. Okay? Like, at bare minimum, this was a bit much. Do I think this was a bannable offense? Yes. Hey, brother, you lost me the moment you said no. Women and children. Oh well. Like, dog, what?
It's like a thought experiment. He was saying that the ends justify the means.
People are too emotional to see that. You can't make decisions that way.
Deep down, I don't actually think Asmongold believes it. He's just using this as an extreme example against suicidal empathy. I mean, using extremes to get your point across is one thing, but, you know, when the extreme is literally children, people aren't gonna listen. Like, I'm sure everyone can agree that illegal immigration is bad and, you know, enforce the border. Banned for telling the truth because he's moderately right-wing. But if you electrocute your dog, commit crimes on stream, or celebrate 9/11, nothing happens to you. Twitch, your bias is obvious.
They have forced our hand to do something truly barbaric. It is not because we want to. It's because these people have forced us to do this. Otherwise, the sovereignty of our nations will be completely dismantled.
Who's they? They/them?
Some of my best friends are trans.
Because if you don't do that, they'll use children and women as shields to get themselves over.
I wonder where he got that talking point from. Human shield. Where did he find that before?
He works.
Gee, I wonder. But it's funny because when he was talking about that, it just reminded me of like, well, if like that's primarily all I really know about what went on between like Israel and Palestine was the fact that when Israel was shooting at the Palestinian soldiers, the soldiers were literally standing behind women and children. We're literally standing behind women and children. That's like the only thing I know about that. That's the only thing I know about that. Because that's, and the rest I was just like, yeah, I don't care about the rest of it. But yeah, of course. I wonder where Asmongold got that idea from.
So the most moral army. And the Muslims are the problem.
I am not opening that can of worms. I want my $7,000.
This is Tel Aviv.
You're ignoring how the sausage is made because you don't want to feel bad about the outcome.
So pretty much Asmongold would just end Attack on Titan as soon as the rumbling started.
All I'm saying is don't pull the kids aside and them if you had a choice. Well, I don't think they should pull them aside.
Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments because, oh boy, this one's a hoot and a holler.
But you have to do what you need to do in order to enforce your borders, man. Like, that's the way it is. People are too emotional to see that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He just ended it immediately. That was quick. What the heck
Massive
popped up? Oh my gosh. But it is funny. I mean, he got a ban, so who knows? Maybe he'll get some work done. I think the last time he got a ban, from what I remember, he like went to the dentist for the first time in like 20 years and got his teeth taken care of. So I think over time he'll just get better. He'll get better and better and better every time he gets banned. He'll exercise and exercise and exercise. That's just how it works. Every time. But it is insane how like I think the streamer drama is just enjoyable to watch. Absolutely enjoyable to watch, especially when people are like talking about like what's going on in the world, because everyone has a different perspective. And sometimes, like for me, I know I'm incredibly extreme when it comes to like I don't believe people should be given like, it sounds bad, but I don't think people, like adults, should be given second chances. Like if you're gonna rob somebody and you're like, well, it was a mistake, I should have known better. Well, yeah, you're an adult, you should know better. Like, either we have to up what the limit is to be considered an adult, or we need to actually start trying people as adults and literally not give them like a, oh, you know what? It's their first offense. Let's just let them go. Oh, you know what? It's their 44th offense. We could just let them go. Like, that happens way too much now in the United States of America, where people are on their 12th, 17th, 23rd, 44th, 75th time being arrested for something bad, but they have a meeting with the judge, and then the judge goes like, all right, it'll just be probably a fine, and then you're good to go. You're good to go. It's just like, no. Like, people need to, you should learn at a young age. You should learn at a young age that there are consequences to actions. The problem is too many people don't, like, I've met people who are older than me that don't know how to use a brain other than the one they carry in their pocket. They don't know how to process anything up here. Like, a lot of people are like that, and it's worse now than it ever was before. It's worse now than it ever was before because people just lack any real common sense. So many people have lost problem-solving capabilities. Like, we have a generation of kids joining the workforce that, well, they didn't graduate high school. ChatGPT did. They didn't graduate college. ChatGPT did. They just submitted the prompt and it took care of it. Like, I wouldn't say I'm not guilty of doing that, but I use it as a tool. Like, it's like, there are even courses now that teach you how to utilize AI as a tool for whatever you're trying to do. That's the thing, is like, I've always viewed AI as a tool because guess what? It's not intelligent. It's just a prompt. You put in a prompt and it scours whatever its brain is to give you that information. But if its brain is primarily taken from a place like Reddit or X, then you might be a little wary of the information you get back. But that's the thing. So many people have gotten they've been raised, they've gotten all their information off of that instead of thinking for themselves. Trying to put themselves in another person's shoes. Because they can. They can.
You guys got a video? It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.